Hey, what's up, children of the sun? Do you know how to access the Akashic records? Do you even know what the Akashic records are? Well, today on this video, I'm going to be doing a reaction video on a tutorial about the Akashic records. What's up? If you guys are don't know me, my name is Montre Bible. Yep, that's my real last name. And I do tarot readings, I do reaction to paranormal videos and spiritual videos. So if you like that kind of thing, be sure to subscribe. But today I found this video and I was like, oh, I have to check this one out. Let me make sure the mute is off. And I invite you to join along. So let's check it out. It's called How to Access the Akashic Records. So without further ado, let's check it out.
Can everybody really access the Akashic records for themselves? The answer is yes, and today I'm going to teach you how to do that. I'm going to give you 4 methods that you can use, that you can try, and then choose which one works best for you, because there's no one way of accessing the
Well,
records.
that's good to know.
And if somebody tells you there is only one way and you need to do it, and you need to do it in exactly that one right way, it's not true. There are, I don't know, multiple ways, and I'm going to give you 4 that you can try, because I do actually think that everybody should have the access to that resource to get guidance and higher wisdom.
Now, first, you guys understand what the Akashic Records are. Now, as far as I understand, it's like um this library of information in the spiritual realm and the ether that we pull from, that has everything that we need to know. So it is the collective consciousness. It is this information that we get from the spirit realm that will tell us everything we need to know about who we are, life, and what we should be doing. So just kind of give you kind of a background on that if you've never heard about it. But let's get back into the video.
For their life, to improve their life situation, to improve and heal whatever it is they need healed, or they want to improve and change. And this access to this higher consciousness and this um, universal information is so valuable, and therefore I am going to teach you now how to access the Akashic records. So just before we begin, you don't need to be spiritual, or you don't need to meditate every day. You don't need to
Aren't we all spiritual?
follow a certain diet, or you don't need to do anything like that in order to be able to access the records. Just be you, okay?
Well,
And one other thing that is important is that you need to assume that this is going to work for you.
well, I know
Because
it is.
if you assume and if you think that, yeah, it works for maybe everybody else, but not for me, then you're going to make this your reality.
Mhm.
And your doubts are going to stop and hinder
What you
the,
believe, you
the
create.
energies to flow freely and the information to come through. So
So a
while
man
you
thinketh,
are
so
on the
is he.
subject of the Akashic records, I just want you to put your mind to the side, your analytical, critical mind. It is okay that it's there, but just leave it by your side and assume and pretend for the time that you want to go into the records that this actually can work for you.
Okay.
Use it as an experiment, and then it, like as a playground. Don't make it a serious big issue. Play with this. So the first method that I would like to give you is you can use a specific prayer. It's called a sacred prayer to open the Akashic records, and also you close the Akashic records with a separate part of the prayer then. There are
I'm
different
taking notes.
versions of this prayer that you can find, and you can also see which one resonates with you the most. And then what they say, how you do it is with this, you do need to actually follow a specific path. Is that first of all, you read it out loud. Okay, you read the prayer out loud. And even after your 50th time to go into the records, you don't learn it off by heart. They say that you should read it because it's a different kind of interaction that your mind has when you read the words. So you read it out loud once, and then you read it silently for yourself 2 more times. And at the end, you say, the records are now open. And then you go into the records with your question. And this is actually very important as well, that you see, there's so much information that you cannot get all of that at once. You need to be really, really, really specific with the question you have. So think about a question before you go into the records. And then once you open the records with the prayer, and just assume you say this prayer once out loud, 2 times in silence, the records are now open, you're in there.
I feel like I kind of do this when I'm doing tarot. I do it in my daily life too, especially when I lose something. I just pray like, help me find this thing, and then all of a sudden the thing pops up.
And you start asking your questions. Now, some people, they feel that they are teachers and masters in the Akashic records, and they direct their question to the teachers and masters and get the answers from them. That works well for some people. Some people, they get the information directly, or they find that there are spirit guides in there that will give them the information, or other energetic beings, or whichever you feel comfortable with. Again, there is no one way. Okay, you are the highest authority, spiritually and otherwise, in your life, which means that you will co-create this experience, whatever you do. And so go in with your question, with the intention to get pure information, to get untainted information that is valuable and precious and important for you to know right now. And at the beginning, it is helpful to write it down, whatever you receive. You don't need to be meditating. You can do that too, and we'll move on to that later. But you can ask your question, and whichever way you receive it, right? Whether it is a word, whether it is a feeling, whether it is a sentence, whether it is just a knowing, write down what you feel. Write down what you hear, what you see, what comes through. And then afterwards, you can look at it again. This is very, very helpful. And at the end, once you're finished with that question or other questions that you might have had, you close the records with the separate part of the prayer. So that is one method that you can use. The second one is if you want to spend more time tuning into the frequency of the Akashic records, and you need maybe that time, it is helpful to do a guided meditation. Okay, so you find a guided meditation that helps you access the Akashic records and that helps you explore the Akashic records. Now, this works well if you enjoy spending time calming yourself, doing the breath work, and then slowly moving into the Akashic records. And again, once you're there, you can ask your questions and receive the answers. You can do that while you sit there with your eyes closed, kind of in the meditative state, right? And write them down afterwards. And just receive what you receive and ask that you remember everything afterwards.
Kind of like dreaming,
Now, the third method
consciously dreaming.
that you can use, and that can be a long or a short version, is that you visualize. Okay, you take a visualization. Let's say you have a lift in front of you and you see that you're on the 3rd floor, because this is the 3rd dimension. Okay, so you press, the lift door opens and you go in, and then you press number 5 because you want to go up to the 5th dimension, and you feel yourself going up in the
Don't
elevator.
stop on
And
4.
then the doors open and you see, I'm on the 5th floor. And then you can either imagine that you walk through a library hall and you go to your book and you ask your question and you receive the information. You can also imagine that you're in an office building and there are desks with different computers on them. So you choose a computer, you go there and you type in what you want. Or you can imagine there is a big screen there and it's like the cinema, and you just sit there and direct with your thoughts what you would like to have on the screen, like the questions. You put out the question and see then what unfolds on the screen. There are people who work well with visuals, so you can actually go into the records and visualize that it's all on the screen. Some people are better with just knowing or sensing the information or actually seeing sentences or having visions. And it depends. It really depends. And you will find your own way with this. It is just important that you trust yourself and trust the information that comes
I like
through.
the
As
visualization.
long as you're in the records, I want to ask you to not judge what you experience, just to experience it. Okay? Don't comment on it internally. Don't judge. Don't criticize. Don't analyze. Just receive and observe. Okay? This will really help you then afterwards also trust the information. Because as with intuition, your mind.
You know what it kind of reminds me of? Did you guys ever watch Mork and Mindy? And at the end of Mork and Mindy, Mork would talk to Orson, and he would say, "Come, Mork calling Orson, come in, Orson," and he would go into this meditative state. And then I don't know, maybe I'm telling my age here. If you've never seen Mork and Mindy back in the day, go back online and find an episode. I'm sure it's there, but it would be interesting how he would get a follow up from the higher aliens that he's an alien, Mork is an alien, but he would get guidance from Orson when he would go into this meditative state, and he would follow up and get all this information, and all it would be was him in this like black zone, like this black space, but he would hear this voice that would talk to him, and it would like, "Hey, Mork, how was your day today?" and all that kind of stuff. And he would say the lessons he learned, and he would report back. But it would be interesting. I wonder if it's something like that. I guess it's anything that you can visualize in your head, but it's all about information, really. So, you know.
Will obviously always have objections about this, that, and the other that it cannot logically make sense of right now, or that it cannot logically prove right now. But later on, your mind can see that if you've trusted the information, you were right, your internal guidance was right, or your higher guidance was right. So, method number 4 is the quickest, the easiest, and the simplest. And this is simply by intending to go into the records. Okay,
Intending.
your intention. It's like, okay, I'm asking now for the Akashic record to be open for me so I can explore this question, or so I can.
And you should always be cognitive of how powerful your intention is. If you intend to do something, that's all that matters, really. I mean, like if you intend on doing something good or bad, that's what the universe looks at. What was your intention? You know, did you have bad intentions, or did you have good intentions, or what is your purpose of doing something or saying something or putting an action out there? Is it very spiritual based? Is it ego based? You know, it's all about that. So yeah, I agree with that. I would probably combine like all three or all four of these and put them all into one big lump sum. Uh, Sacred prayer, guided meditation, a visualization, and putting my verbal intention out there of how I want to do it. Um, I'm going to put the rest of this video in the description so you can go check it out. It is a 14-minute video. I'm not going to play the whole thing because if you really want to learn something, you can go ahead and watch the rest of the video. There's about maybe 5 more minutes, but I'm gonna watch it on my own. But if you guys have any comments or any other videos you would like me to react to, if it's like spiritual or paranormal or scary or aliens or anything like that. Those are the kind of stuff I like. And if you also you can catch me at the beginning of the week on Sundays where I will be doing tarot readings for everyone's zodiac sign. So make sure you join me for that and subscribe if you haven't and make your reality happen because if you don't do it, then who will? I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.